What's going on, everyone? My name's Alpha, and today we're back with another Pokemon challenge video. Today we're on Pokemon Radical Red, and today's challenge will be, can I beat Pokemon Radical Red using only Silver's team? Now, this was requested in the comments multiple times. I just kind of got around to it eventually, but we're using Silver's final team in Pokemon Silver and Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver. I will say it's kind of unfortunate that two of his members are not fully evolved, but we got to deal with that. We got some nice beasts going on with for Alligator. Gengar is going to be really nice, and Alakazam, of course, will be always nice. I'm going to refrain from using any Mega Evolutions, because in the past I used Mega Evolution. I think I used a Mega Zam in Blue's team, and Blue did not have a Mega Alakazam, so that's kind of unfortunate, but I didn't mean to break the rules or anything, so we're going to stick to the plan, not use any Mega Evolutions unless they have it on their teams. And of course, since I'm using a full team of Pokemon on my party, each of them will be nicknamed after you guys in the comments. Here are the comments I picked out from the previous challenge video. If you guys want to be nicknamed after my future Pokemon in my challenge video, just drop it in the comments and hopefully I'll pick yours. While you guys are also down there, don't forget to leave a like, comment down below some challenge ideas just like this one, and subscribe if you're not already. Let's get into the challenge video itself. So to begin off, I got to set on randomizer mode because we can't get toted out as a starter. So we want to restart until we get toted out as our starter potentially. And then we're going to seek through the routes. We do not have a good time seeking through the early routes, as you can see from the background gameplay. But lucky for us, we can change the daytime and switch up the encounter rates. Switch up to like 7 times, I think. I don't know. I go through 7 days and 7 day-night cycles. Firstly, I caught a Pelipper. Pelipper is not on Silver's team, obviously, but in Radical Red, Pelippers drop a lot of lucky eggs, and we do need some lucky eggs going forward to obviously boost our XP gain. In Viridian Forest, we're able to catch ourselves an Abra. We go through a little bit of chaining to get the best IV Abra we can. I kind of gave up, got some decent IVs, and then left it at there. You might see a Pelipper in the background. Pelipper in this game has Frisk, and I wanted to frisk the opponent Pokemon just so I can see the items. I'm not actually using it on my team, and you know, that's about it. We head back to Route 1 during the nighttime and found ourselves a Magneton. We also get a magnet on it that is really nice. Unfortunately, it doesn't evolve into a magnet zone. And then we're going to head into Route 22 where we find ourselves some Gengars. We're going to chain up some Gengars trying to get the best IV, any useful egg moves. So we're going to stick with just the Gengar. And then from there, we're finally done catching all the Pokemon we can. Took about 4 hours to find all the Pokemon, but eventually we found all the Pokemon we can. We're going to train them up using the lucky eggs we got from the Pelippers, obviously, from earlier. And then from there, once level 15, we're going to head finally into Pewter City to face off against the mini-boss in this game. The first mini-boss of this game is against Faulkner, and Faulkner is going to start off with a bunch of flying types. Unfortunately, we end up losing our first attempt against Faulkner, which is kind of upsetting because we have a decent team. The problem is they just don't have decent moves. But eventually, we do end up beating him using our Magneton. Oh, surprise, we're using an electric type to beat the flying type. Anyways, we're going to head into Brock's gym next, and it took a little tinkering, but eventually we found a way to beat Brock. So what we want to do is start the battle using our Gengar against his Geodude, and then we're going to Hypnosis and then Nightshade it down. Eventually, once it wakes up and Bodos me, I'm going to switch out into my Abra and then just sack it. Once I'm able to do that, I'm going to send in my Totodile to Water Gun. With Sheer Force, it should be able to one-shot it from the damage from earlier. And there goes the Geodude. Next up is going to send out a Vulpix. Now, I want to preserve my Totodile in the back because it does have an Oran Berry and it will take down the Onix. So I'm going to switch out into my Gengar once again. Then I'm going to Nightshade it and try to lick it, trying to paralyze it. Does not work as I send in my Magneton, Thunderwave it, and then I know it's going to switch out into his Onix. So I'm going to Magnum Bomb, do a little damage to it, activate his Berry Juice, and then switch into my Totodile next. As my final Pokemon, Totodile is able to one-shot the Onix and one-shot the Vulpix as we beat down Brock and get our first gym badge. So once we beat the first gym, where more of our Pokemon are able to evolve, and they're better suited, at least now. We don't find any new Pokemon in the grass. We checked all the encounters, and then we're gonna head into Cerulean City. In Cerulean City, there is a second gym for us in here. Of course, we're gonna face off against Misty, and we just missed Hypnosis. So we gotta restart into Hypnosis actually hits, which is, I swear, Hypnosis, Focus Blast, Toxic never hits when you want it to hit. We're going to start the battle using our Gengar against the Frogadier. We're going to Hypnosis it, then Nightshade it, then Confuse Ray it, then Nightshade it once again, get it low on HP, Sucker Punch, and luckily it hits itself in Confusion. So we'll go down to that. Next up, it's going to send out a Floatzel. Floatzel's going to knock on my Gengar, unfortunately. Then I send in my Magneton. I'm going to Thunder Wave it. It's going to Flip Turn into the Starmie, which I know is going to switch out again because it has Natural Cure. So I'm going to Thunder Wave once again, catch the Floatzel. I'm able to knock out the Floatzel without taking too much damage. Starmie comes out once again. I survive a hit. I Thunder Wave it once again. I'm able to get Thundershock off, and then I'm able to send in my Crocodile to knock it out. So 2 gym badges down. It's pretty easy right now. Well, I mean, I say pretty easy, but it took a lot of tinkering and a lot of attempts. Anyways, we can head through Nugget Bridge. We're going to clear through Nugget Bridge. In here, we're going to evolve our Crocodile into a Feraligatr, which is going to be our sweeper, quote-unquote sweeper, and as well get more training done on our Pokemon. The next cap level, I think, is level 34, so we're going to head into Vermilion City after this. Go through the routes, check the routes, beat down Brennan to get some more lucky eggs, because obviously we need them. And then we're going to check the encounters. Obviously there's nothing for us. We're going to go through the SSN, clear through the SSN, and then try to attempt to beat Whitney. This attempt does not work. Neither does the 10 other attempts I tried against Whitney, so we do not get the EV-like from Whitney right now, but we'll come back later. Anyways, we're going to head against Surge. We gotta leave Whitney for Surge. So we're going to start the battle against Surge. We're using our Gengar against his Pincurchin. We gotta make sure when we restart until Pincurchin gets confused. Once we're able to confuse down Pincurchin and hits itself in confusion twice, we're able to knock it out using Shadow Ball. Gengar is pretty good with Shadow Ball. And then it's gonna switch out into his Raichu next. I want to preserve our Gengar because Gengar is a good Pokemon, so I'm gonna switch into my Magneton. I can survive any hits. It's gonna switch out into his Manectric, so I'm gonna Flash Cannon. I'm gonna hope for a special defense drop. Does not work actually, so it's gonna knock me out using Flame Burst. That's fine. I'm sending my Gengar next and put it to sleep using Hypnosis, then Shadow Ball twice to knock it out. Then he's gonna send in his Vigavolt. I'm able to Hypnosis once again and then knock it out using Shadow Ball. And then the Raichu will outspeed me, knock me out. Luckily in the back, my Feraligatr will live one hit against the Raichu, and then Dig will knock him out in one shot. And we get the 3rd gym badge just like that. Next up, we're going to head into the water over here. We get the good rod. We're going to fish up some Pokemon. We switch the days, a little more. We got to check the encounters in the water as well. And luckily for us, we're able to find ourselves a Golbat in the water. Now, this Golbat is really good on the team because, well, it's another member on the team. So, luckily for us, Silver actually evolves that. So we're going to head into Rock Tunnel. We're going to train up our Pokemon. I try to max out the happiness on Golbat by giving it wings and stuff. Giving it proteins. Heading to Celadon City, there is a department store where we can get ourselves some more proteins and get an evolutionary stone for a Kadabra. We're going to evolve our Kadabra into an Alakazam, and as well evolve our Golbat into a Crobat. And that is the final evolution of the game. There's no more evolutions because none of Silver Pokemon ever evolves. Anyways, we're going to head into Erica's gym next. We're going to start the battle using our Crobat, our newly found Crobat. And we're going to confuse right down to Rillaboom. We're going to do a Wing Beat, knock it out. It's getting U-turn, so it doesn't knock out. But it's going to switch into a Sudowoodo. I'm going to switch into my Magneton. I'm going to Thunder Wave it down and then Flash Cannon. I actually 1v1 the Sudowoodo as it gets paralyzed. And then it gets knocked out by my Flash Cannon. His Rillaboom comes out next. I should have switched into my Crobat to preserve it, but unfortunately, high horsepower will knock me out. So I'm able to Revenge Kill it using my Crobat, which is insane. This thing is very fast for no reason. But it's going to send out Meganium next. I know it has ancient power, so I'm going to switch it into my Gengar. I'm able to Hypnosis it. Shadow Ball gets him to half HP. I should have kept Shadow Balling, but I wanted to Hypnosis it down. But unfortunately, it's going to knock me out. And then I switch into my Crobat. Do a Wing Beat will knock it out in 2 shots. And then it's going to send out a Superior next. I get kind of afraid because it knocks me down to really low HP, but I'm able to knock it out. And the final Pokemon on this team will be Venusaur. I have an Alakazam in the back. Luckily, I actually don't need it because I Confuse Rate. It's going to hit itself, and then it's going to miss Sleep Powder, and I knock it out using Dual Wing Beat. So Erica is trash. It's just simple as we knock out Erica using our newly acquired Crobat, which is great for us. Good showing. Crobat's going to be a very crucial. Everyone's going to be a crucial member on a team. I'll say that. Anyways, we're going to head into the Rocket Hideout next. We're going to clear through this as fast as we can because there's not too much for us. There's a rare candy. There's a bottle cap. The hidden abilities for these Pokemon aren't the greatest anyways, so we're fine with that. We're going to face off against Giovanni, and Giovanni gets bodied by our Crobat. Luckily, Crobat, it survives everything, apparently. Just barely beat down the Infernape, and we beat Giovanni. As we head into Lavender Tower. Lavender Tower is the ghost tower, obviously. We're going to knock down the shiny Aerodactyl here, which is kind of cool. Go from there, we're going to head to the top of Lavender Tower, get the Pokeflute from Mr. Fuji. And then from there, we're able to head into Silphco. Silphco filled with Team Rocket members and a lot of items. We really just want the rare candy in here and the TM for Dragon Dance. Also, there's Bulk Up in here, which would be nice, I guess. But we want Dragon Dance and the rare candy. And then once we get that, we're going to use our newly acquired Dragon Dance against our rival Gary. So we're going to Dragon Dance up in front of the Zoomer, and then we're going to knock down the rest of his team. And that's a nice showing. But unfortunately, Feraligatr doesn't have a lot of power. That's why he's never a good Pokemon to use. We get Jigglypuff from the Lapras encounter. Nothing really good. We just need a Sneasel. Anyways, we're able to knock down Archer and Ariana in this double battle fight as well. This 10,000 IQ play, we use Gengar to Destiny Bond against the Aegislash to sack it, and luckily Gary finished the battle for us. And you know what? Simple as that. Next up, we're going to face off against Giovanni once again, and this 10,000 IQ play back to back. I Ice Punch it and switch out into my Crobat to avoid the Earthquake, and then survive the Scale Shot with my Citrus Berry Crobat, and then Dual Wingbeat will knock out the Garchomp. And then eventually knock out the Hippowdon as well, but I have Feraligatr in the back that would have done it the same way. So we beat down Giovanni at Silph Code, and then we're going to head into Sabrina's gym next. Sabrina's gym, well, Sabrina bodies me multiple times, as you see in the background gameplay. So what I need to do is go into the hidden ability people, switch out my normal Sheer Force into Strong Jaws on my Feraligatr, which I argue is a worse ability. I don't know why it's hidden. But I'm going to switch it out, and then I'm going to use my Feraligatr as a lead with my Gengar. I'm going to Hypnosis down the Indeedee. Then I'm going to Rock Slide, hopefully flinch down the Hatterene, which it does. Then I'm going to Crunch and Rock Slide, knock out the Hatterene. The Indeedee will wake up, and then it's going to flinch itself, which is lucky for us. Next up, I'm going to Confuse Radiant Indeedee and then Rock Slide once again. Unfortunately, it gets flinch again. It's kind of funny. I considered Destiny Bonding, but I decided to Hypnosis down the Crawdon first, and then we're going to knock out the Indeedee next. Then we're going to double attack the Crawdon, and Rock Slide will flinch the Porygon too, which is kind of funny. So we got multiple flinches, so this is a lucky run. But unfortunately, once she sends out Gardevoir, she is going to Expanding Force and knock both my Pokemon out. Lucky for us, the Porygon 2 will actually set up Trick Room for us, so we're able to send in our Crobat and our Magneton to Flash Cannon and do a Windbeat, knock it out, and then he's going to send out a Conkeldurr. I'm able to paralyze it using my Magneton, and then my Crobat will go down. But luckily for us, my Alakazam is in the back, and we'll get double attack the Conkeldurr and knock it out, and eventually knock out the Porygon 2 as we beat down Sabrina for the 5th gym of the game. Once we're done with that, we're able to head into Fuchsia City. We're going down Cycling Road, of course, and then we're going to clear through the routes east of Fuchsia City. In here, we're able to find ourselves the final member of our team, which is Sneasel, on this route. So the Sneasel is interesting. It actually has decent IV, the first one I caught, so I'm going to chain up for a little bit, but I don't think I can find any egg moves that are useful. And unfortunately, I did not find any Loveless or Alomomolas in this run, so I can't find any Heartsteals to teach any of my Pokemon egg moves, which I was kind of disappointed in, because I did find them. My recording stopped, and then I had to redo about 4 hours of recording during this run, and I had to do that twice. I lost a lot of my items, and I'm just goofy like that. Luckily for us, we were able to EV train up. We're going to EV train up the attack stat and the speed stat, so his Ice Shards will be perfect. So once we're done with that, we're gonna face off against Brendan. Brendan's gonna be at the entrance of the Safari Zone, and of course we're gonna try to beat him down as best we can. We just gotta freeze down the Metagross and then boost up against him with our Feraligatr and then beat him down. And then we're gonna head into the Safari Zone. Since we have all the Pokemon we want, there's no need for finding any other Pokemon. We did not find any Loveless or Alomomolas as our, simple clear through of the routes. That's kind of unfortunate. We're going to go back, train up our Sneasel, and then we're going to head into Fuchsia City's gym next. Koga is the gym leader of this gym, and we're going to start the battle using our Sneasel against his Quillfish. We're able to Ice Beam it and freeze it down, and then switch into a Gengar to get rid of his Toxic Spikes that he sent down. Then switch into my Feraligatr. I'm able to get 3 Dragon Dances off in front of him. Then he defrosts from the freeze, and then he can taunt me, so I'm able to crunch him, knock him out. Then he's going to send out his Toxicity next. I'm going to Aqua Fang, knock him out. Aqua Fangs will knock out the Selgor, and then he's going to send out his Green Ninja next. I'm not able to knock him out, but luckily he has a Life Orb and knocks himself out. Then I'm able to outspeed the Drapion and knock it out using Aqua Fang, and Crunch will knock out the Dragapult. And what an easy gym. So we knock out Koga. I don't know why he's the 6th gym leader, but we beat down Koga, and now we're going to head down south into Seafoam Island. We're going to face off against Price, and we made quick work of Price, as you can see. Each of my Pokemon kind of take care of all his Pokemon. It's kind of funny. I'm able to knock out like at least 1 for 1. And then send in my Feraligatr to set up in front of the Glalie. Glalie can't do anything apparently. And then I can Crunch, knock out the Arctofish, and this can send out Glalie next. Survive the Ice Shard, knock it out. And then I learned Jaw Lock, which is a fighting type move, which is kind of good. Also gets boosted with... we're going to put that on our Feraligatr as we head into Cinnabar Island next. In Cinnabar Island, there's a few things for us to do first. We're going to face off against Jasmine. We're going to beat down Jasmine. Get the Choice Band from him. Once we're done with that, we're going to head into the Pokemon Mansion, clear through May. We got to beat down May real quick. Simple battle. Then we have to head through the Pokemon Mansion to find the Secret Key, of course, and then face off against Blaine as the 7th gym leader of the game. Blaine is going to be the fire type gym leader. We're going to start the battle using our Gengar. We're going to Hypnosis down the Torkoal, and then 2-shot using our Shadow Ball to knock out the Torkoal. Then he's going to send out a Cinderace next. kind of tough. We gotta switch out into our Alakazam, which is an odd choice. I was trying to sack him, but he's gonna Zen Headbutt me. Then I want to Encore him into Sucker Punch. And then I kind of get lost here. Recover, Encore. I don't know what I'm doing. I got a lot of HP back from this though. I'm able to switch out my Alakazam into my Feraligatr. Survive a Pyro Ball, which is nice. Then he's gonna miss his high jump kick, luckily for us. Liquidate would knock him out. Then he's gonna send out his Venusaur next. I kind of get worried here, but I do have a Crobat in back. Unless he used Sunny Day and Weather Ball me, I should be fine. So I'm gonna send in my Crobat next. Survive the Gauge Drain easily, and then Dual Wind Beat would knock it out in one shot. Just simple like that. Then he can send us Typhlosion next. I know I gotta switch out. I'm gonna sack my Sneasel to this because Sneasel is obviously an ice type. It's not gonna do too much in a fire gym. Knock out my Sneasel, which is fine. I'm gonna send in my Feraligatr next. I survive a Focus Blast, even though I'm at kind of half HP. Then I'm able to Liquidate, knock him out. So we found out the best Johto starter from there. You can send out Sunflora next. I'm able to Liquidate it once. Then he's gonna knock me out. As I send in my Crobat, I'm able to Dual Wing Beat, knock it out. Then he's gonna send out his Charizard, his Mega Charizard Y. He's gonna outspeed me. Somehow it outspeeds me. I'm a Crobat, but it's gonna outspeed me. And then I'm gonna switch into my Magneton. My Magneton has 30, so I'm able to discharge. Luckily, I get a Paralyze on it. If not, I would have just Sucker Punch it anyways. And then I'm able to knock it out using my discharge. And we get the 7th gym badge pretty easily. From there, though, we're gonna head into Cerulean Cave after this. Help Brendan out, of course. From here, this is a very annoying battle. We're gonna face off against Archer and Ariana back to back. Eventually beat down Archer. Luckily for us, he starts choking. I Thunder Wave him. He wants to Sucker Punch all my Pokemon for some reason, but I'm able to Liquidate, knock out his Houndoom. Then once we face off against Ariana, that's an easier fight. Basically my Gengar. My Gengar knocks out the rest of his team. Just Hypnosis down the Mawile, Shadow Ball, and then Shadow Ball knocks out the Hatterene. And just easy like that. Once we get through Archer with some Pokemon in the back. Anyways, we can go into the next fight, which is the final fight against Giovanni, the big boss fight. We're gonna start the battle using our Alakazam. We're gonna knock out the Scrafty. Then Dialga is gonna knock out the Tapu Lele. We're gonna target against the Exeggutor because he's gonna be a big sweeper, so we're gonna knock him out. Then I'm gonna send in my Feraligatr against his Mewtwo. I'm gonna crunch against the Mewtwo. Luckily I do some damage against it, and then eventually he's gonna knock me out, and then the Dialga will knock him out. Then I'm gonna send in my Gengar. My Gengar is gonna Hypnosis down the Tyranitar. Then I'm choice locked into Hypnosis, so I can't really do anything. Luckily Dialga will finish things off for us, and Lance save us from that battle. Anyways, once we're done with Team Rocket, no more Team Rocket there. We're gonna face off against the 8th gym leader of the game, the final gym leader. We're gonna face off against Claire. We're gonna start the battle using our Sneasel against him. We taunt him taunt, so he will taunt us in return. So we're gonna Ice Shard the Aerodactyl and 2-shot to knock him out. Then it's gonna sound as Magnera. I decided to switch into my Magneton to Thunder Wave it, of course. Get the Paralyze on it. Then switch in between my Pokemon to get the Flurry Cannon to lower its special attack. And then switch into my Crobat to get a Confusion on it. I want to swap into my Feraligatr. I want Dragon Dance in front of it. Get all my boosts up against him. And if a Liquidate will knock him out in one shot, it's going to send out his Naganadel next. I'm able to crunch it, one shot it. Then it's going to send out its Duraludon. Jaw Lock comes in handy here and knocks him out. And then it's going to send out its Dragovich. I'm able to crunch it, knock him out. And finally his Dragonite, I'm able to crunch it, 2-shot it, survive in extreme speed, and then knock out the Dragonite from Claire. Next up, we're going to face up against Gary. All we got to do is boost up against Gary, and we sweep him. That's all we got to do. Getting set up on my Feraligatr takes a lot of effort from the entire team, and most of my team can handle themselves anyways. As you can see from this battle, I'm going to fight against Brendan. I'm going to Thunder Wave his Jirachi, and then from there, I pretty much got all the momentum on my side because I have Thunder Wave on it. It's, you know, I can do some damage on him, and it kind of loses from there. I can outspeed most of his Pokemon. I can, you know, I survive most of his hit. Sneasel one-shots his Sceptile, and it's a Sneasel. It's not even a fully evolved Pokemon. So down goes Brendan, and you know what? You can't really expect much. But we can expect, we're going to head into Victory Road. We're going to clear through Victory Road super easy. We're going to get all the items we want from it. And then we're going to head back into Lavender Town. Make sure our Pokemon are at the max level of 85. Once we hit 85 from the Adinos, we're going to use our rare candies to boost them up a little more. Too close to 87 to 88, of course. And then finally face off against Whitney and then beat down Whitney using our Sneasel at the end. Get the Eviolite, which is going to be very handy as we head into the Elite Four next. In the Elite Four, we're going to face off against Lorelei. Lorelei is going to be the first Elite Four member we're going to face off against. And Lorelei is going to start off with an Ice team. So we're going to restart until we find the Water team. We want the Water team because we want to use our Feraligatr against them. So once we face off against the Water team, we want to Dragon Dance with our Feraligatr, then Hypnosis down the Poliwrath because that thing does a lot of damage. Then after that, I want to Destiny Bond using my Gengar to knock out whatever Pokemon's in front of me. whoever knocks me out. Luckily, it's the Poliwrath, so it knocks out the Poliwrath for us, and the Politoed is the weaker member, so turns out pretty good for us. I send in my Crobat. I put a Choice Scarf on the Crobat, so now it outspeeds basically anything, even with Swift Swim. So my Feraligatr outspeeds everything because it has 2 Dragon Dances up, and my Crobat outspeeds everything because it's just really fast. So I'm going to crunch down the Kyogre, and then Dual Wing Beat will knock him out as well. And then Politoed can try to scald me. Luckily, it does not get a burn on me. I'm able to liquidate the Swampert, and then Dual Wing Beat once again on it. We'll knock out the Swampert as he sets up Rain Dance for us. So that's why I outspeeded him. And then he can send us Kingdra next. I'm able to crunch the Kingdra and then Dual Wing Beat knock him out once again. Unfortunately for this turn, Politoed is going to scald me and then burn me. Then I'm not able to knock out the Dragovich as he knocks me out. My Crobat goes down and then I go down to burn. Then I'm going to send in my Alakazam and my Magneton next. I'm able to discharge, get the paralysis on the Dragovich. Very crucial. And then switch into my Sneasel, which can knock out the Dragovich, and then discharge will knock out my Sneasel and the Politoed as we beat Lorelei with my Magneton as the final member standing. Next up, we're going to face off against Bruno with 10 million attempts later. We finally face off against Bruno correctly. So what we want to do is start the battle using our Magneton. We're going to reset into, we got Tri-Attack Freeze on the Lucario. It takes a lot of attempts, but this is what we needed to. This is the only solution I could find. So we want to freeze the Lucario and then switch into my Feraligatr. The Lucario has to stay frozen until I get 6 set up Dragon Dances on it, and then I can one-shot it, knock it out. Then it can send out our Urshifu. The Urshifu is going to live my attack because he has a Focus Sash, unfortunately. Then I'm able to knock it out with a second attack. Unfortunately, the Scissor will come out. It's going to Bullet Punch me, knock me out. Then I'm going to switch into my Crobat next. I'm able to Dual Wing Beat, knock it down to low HP as it U-turns into a Zacian. So I want to stay and sack my Crobat to a Zacian, and then switch into my Magneton to Thunder Wave it. Luckily, I get the Thunder Wave off. So then I got to switch into my Gengar to get a Confuse Ray on it. It hits itself in Confusion. That's why there's a chunk of HP missing. Then I want to switch back into my Magneton. I want to discharge it. Luckily, it gets paralyzed in paralysis, and I'm able to knock it out using discharge. Then it's going to send out a Scissor next. I know it's going to superpower me to knock me out, so I want to switch into my Gengar to avoid that. I take a Bullet Punch to the face, which is fine. Then I'm going to knock it out. Then Bruno's going to send out his Terrakion. I want to sack my Sneasel to this and then switch into my Alakazam. Alakazam will survive one Earthquake luckily, and then Psychic will knock him out. Then his final Pokemon will be Conkeldurr. I'm able to sack my Alakazam, switch into my Gengar, which will outspeed him, use Destiny Bond, and then knock him out using Destiny Bond. And we beat Bruno with Magneton as the final Pokemon once again. Next up, we're going to face off against Agatha next. Agatha is going to be the Ghost type Elite Four member. We're going to start the battle using our Magneton against his Zoroark. Zoroark is able to go down to the Magnezone, which is great. Then he's going to send out the Marshall. Marshall is going to knock my Magnezone out, of course. Then I'm going to switch into my Crobat. Luckily, Crobat is able to survive a Spectral Thief with a lot of HP left, and then Dual Wing Beat will knock him out in one shot. Next up, he's going to send out his Aegislash. I want to switch out into my Feraligatr to take the Shadow Ball. I don't know why I'm confused rating. That's a weird move. But switch into my Feraligatr to take the Shadow Ball. Then Dragon Dance up in front of him. He can switch into his King Shield mode and switch out and then Toxic me as I Dragon Dance once again. Eventually, I'm able to knock out the Aegislash. Even with 2 Dragon Dances up, I'm not able to outspeed the Spectrier. Spectrier is able to one-shot me using Shadow Ball. Kind of tough, but I'm going to switch into my Sneasel. I'm able to knock it off and then one-shot it. I'm able to switch into my Sneasel. I'm able to knock it off and then one-shot it. And then it goes down to that. Next up, it's going to send in its Steel Valley. I'm able to knock it off. That's about it. I got to sack it to this. I'm able to switch in my Crobat. I got a Confuse Ray off. I got to do Wing Beat off. I get it down to low HP. Switch into my Alakazam. This is a 10,000 IQ play. I Psychic as he switch into Gengar, catch him on a Psychic, and then goes down to Psychic as he comes back with Steel Valley, and then Dazzling Gleam will knock him out. And down goes Agatha with the beautiful 10 million IQ plays. And we're going to face off against Lance next. Lance is going to be the Dragon type Elite Four member. We're going to start the battle using our Sneasel against his Aerodactyl. We're going to Ice Shard. He's going to taunt me. Then Ice Shard once again, knock him out. Then he can send out his Melmetal next. I'm able to knock off his Assault Vest. Then my poor Sneasel goes down. I send in my Magneton. I discharge the Melmetal. He's going to get paralyzed, and then he's not going to hit me. Then he's going to switch out into his Dialga. I'm able to discharge it, paralyze it, switch into my Gengar next. I'm able to Destiny Bond, take down the Dialga with me. It gets kind of awkward over there as he gets paralyzed, and then my Destiny Bond wears off. And then I Destiny Bond once again, but I'll take down the Dialga with me. Then I switch into my Magnezone. I'm going to discharge, knock out the Melmetal. As he sends out his Dragonite next, he has Choice Banded on. So I'm going to swap out my Magneton for my Crobat as he's stuck into Earthquake. Dual Wing Beat will knock him out in 2 shots. Just like that. Then he's going to send us Dragovich next. I decided I need to sack one of my Pokemon. I decided to sack my Alakazam. It's going to be useless. Switch into my Magneton, Thunder Wave it. then discharge it, getting down to low HP. It's gonna knock me out. With Feraligatr out on the field, I can outspeed him because he's paralyzed. He's not gonna hurt me with Efficient Rend, so I can Dragon Dance up against him. He gets paralyzed most of the turns anyways, so I get +6 on my Feraligatr. And then I'm able to knock out the Dragovich as he sends out Salamence next. Unfortunately, I pressed the wrong button. I used Jaw Luck. Did about half to his HP as he knocks me out using Double Edge. So I was like, oh my god, I lost this battle. I choked. I pressed the wrong button. Luckily, Crobat's able to survive a Double Edge, and then Dual Wing would knock him out. So Crobat survived and saved the day for Feraligatr messing up. Obviously, Feraligatr messed up and not me. As we head into the final battle of the game, we gotta face off against the champion. The champion will be against Gary, and he's gonna start the battle using his Pheromone, so I'm gonna start the battle using my Crobat. Dual Wing Beat will knock him out as he misses his triple axle kick, and we're able to get a 6v5 just from the start and without losing any HP at all. He's gonna send us Metagross next. I'm able to switch out into my Magneton. Magneton will survive a Zen Headbutt and a Fire Punch just like that. I'm able to discharge it, get it paralyzed on it, then get it low on HP. Swap into my Feraligatr next, which I'm able to Dragon Dance 3 times in front of him. So from there, I'm able to Liquidate, knock him out. Then he's going to send out his Yveltal next. Liquidate will knock him out as well. Eternatus comes out. I'm able to crunch it, get down to low HP, then sack my Feraligatr, of course. Switch into my Alakazam, survive a Dynamax Cannon, Psychic will knock him out. And then his Groudon comes out next. I'm able to Psychic it once, get some damage on it, then send in my Crobat next, Confuse Ray him, and then avoid any damage on the first turn. Then I'm able to do some damage here and there, get him low on HP, and then switch into my Sneasel. Knock off will knock down the Groudon, and then his final Pokemon will be the Darmanitan. I thought it's actually going to Flare Blitz me, so I switch into my Gengar because I wanted to Destiny Bond it, but it's going to U-turn me, and then I'm able to Shadow Ball it, knock it out. And then Gary, a letdown fight. We beat down Gary pretty easily, and we beat the entire game using Silver's team. So that's the end of this challenge video. What do I rate this? Silver's team is actually really bad. You guys could see the outtakes and how much I had to go through each of this tinkering, because there's no good set of Pokemon, and let alone that I have to rely on Destiny Bond. And the best Pokemon in my opinion is the Crobat, because it outspeeds everything and could do a lot of utility for me. Sneasel comes in there as well because it's not fully evolved and does a lot of utility. So does Magneton. Alakazam was kind of a letdown. I thought I could use more of it. If it was Mega, of course, I would have used more of it, but I couldn't use Mega on it. Gengar was pretty nice. Destiny Bonding and Shadow Ball, good attacks, and then Hypnosis once in a while. Overall, team kind of ass, not gonna lie. So anyways, thank you for watching all the way to the end. Hope you guys all enjoyed this video. Don't forget to leave a like, comment down below some challenge ideas just like this one, and subscribe if you're not already. My name's been Alpha. Hope you guys all had a great day. I'm out. Peace.